So, today I'm going to show you one of my most recent comps. It's slowly becoming almost one of my favorite film cameras that I've gotten recently. It's the Canon Autoboy Luna 105S, which is actually the successor to the Canon Autoboy Luna. I got this for really cheap. I got it off of a recommendation from a friend who shot with it recently and he's loving the results. It's just an awesome camera. This one actually came out in June of 2001 and it retailed for 30,000 yen, so about $300. It has a few really cool features. The first is it has a 3-point AI autofocus feature, which means that it's really good on its focus. I've used it and it's bang on most of its autofocusing features. One of the other cool features about this camera is that it has what's called RT, and it actually is present in the auto mode as well. And it's actually called real-time exposure. And so essentially what it does is that it automatically fixes your shutter speed to align to the best exposure scenario information in the light that's actually affecting the camera. So for instance, at night, shutter speed will lengthen, it'll be a little bit slower, and then during the day it'll be pretty quick. So it actually automatically sense the amount of light in the area and it actually attain to that ideal setting. The other really cool feature about this camera is that when you actually turn it on, the flash is actually offset and it's to the side and it comes out that way. And so the reason why they did that was actually to minimize red eye on like portraits, but it's actually really cool because the actual amount of time, so say you're on like in the street and you want to shoot really quickly, you just pop it out real quick and then you can take a photo, and it's actually really quick. So that's one of the cool features that I really like about this camera, is that if you're on the street and you want to do quick pictures, it's really fast. Just flip on, focus, picture, and the whole gear is really good. The lens is actually a zoom lens. It goes from 38 to 105 millimeters. You can actually zoom it with these functions right here. You can kind of tell it gets really long.
That's what she said.
So the real reason why I bought this camera was a friend was using it and he recommended it to me. It actually has a really cool date stamp, which I haven't really seen before. The date stamp, you can actually toggle between the different dates and stuff, but this one is actually on Japanese year, month, date. And it actually comes out in the kanji format, and I thought that was really cool, and that's one of the reasons why I got this camera. The timestamp is really unique, and it's kind of a unique feature I haven't really seen on many film cameras. This is just initially released just the Japanese market, but it's a really, really cool feature of this camera in particular. I've actually shot with this camera. It's not too heavy. It's not really super light, but it's not too heavy. I'd kind of compare it closely to like the Yashica T4 in terms of kind of maybe a little bit wider size-wise, but weight-wise kind of similar. It feels really good in your hand, kind of ergonomical. The only thing that I don't like about it is that you can't really hold it like this. You have to make sure and like keep your hand away from the flash when you turn it on, because as you can see, it kind of pops out. Besides that, it's really easy. The viewfinder is easy to view, easy to see. It's in the middle of the camera, and so that's not a problem. And as I said before, it's really quick. You can do really quick snaps easily. The flash is very strong. I like that a lot about it. Overall, like, I'm really, really happy with the results. I'll show you most of the images that I've taken with this camera. I've only been through one roll, but definitely going to use a bunch more rolls. So this camera is actually a very, very cheap camera right now in the current market. I know it originally retailed for almost $300 and now a lot of the point shoots really cheap. I actually got this camera on a Japanese resale app called Mercari for 2,800 yen, so about 25 US dollars. I've seen it on eBay for really cheap as well. You can get it from between roughly 20 and 30 bucks, maybe even cheaper than that. But the images that I've taken are really sharp and really nice, really crisp. I'm really happy with the results. I'll put a couple that I found on the description as well of the ones I found. But for people looking to get into film photography and don't want to spend a lot of money, I've spent a lot of money on like the Yashica T4, the Contacts, etc., the Minolta TC1. To be honest, I kind of like this camera the most out of the ones I've used, which is kind of surprising. It's just like such a cheap camera that I didn't really think I'd like it this much, but I'm really, really happy with the results, and it's just kind of nice and small and fits in your pocket. And the main feature I love the most is the timestamp, which I'm not really a big fan of anyways, but having it be kind of unique in that yeah, I'm half Japanese, so I like the Japanese kanji characters there as well, and most of the photos I take are in Japan, so it kind of adds like that feeling to the photos I take. I'm really happy with it. And so if you're looking for a cheap point and shoot 35 mil and you're looking for something that gets the job done and is pretty good camera. I'd highly recommend this Canon Autoboy Luna 105S. I think the 105 regular Luna is also a good camera as well, so maybe check that out as well. So yeah, this is probably one of my favorite 35mm point and shoot cameras that I've used recently, and I'm sure it's going to be one of them in my rotation that I'm using almost every day. Make sure to check out the description for all the information pertaining to this camera. Also go ahead and follow myself, my friend Peace. I'll put our socials below. I post a lot of the film photos that I take on this camera, and make sure to like and subscribe and let me know if there's anything you want me to cover in particular. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.